Welcome to another episode of That One Piece Talk. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Lionel. Sam.
And this is That One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. Woo! Let's go! Today we're diving into Crunchyroll's thrilling One Piece episode 1101. It's going to be at the bottom left with our signature.
Yeah, I did not read that chapter. My fault. Jeez.
Dang. Oh, yeah.
Justice. He didn't call him Battle Axe. He just called him
He
Axe.
literally was like swimming through the air.
So that's where you messed up. You should have threw the axe first, then blocked.
Animator's going crazy already.
Yo, Luchi looked dope, man.
So in the anime, they had Rob Luchi see this coming. In the manga, I don't think he saw it.
He went to attack. No, they added this.
Yeah, this
this
what?
Oh, they made him land a hit on Luffy?
That's
This
is kinda
he eats
crazy.
it, though. He's eating
That's
this,
crazy, bro.
That's kind of crazy.
Well, no, he said him flying. That's
Ain't
crazy.
no way.
Nope.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I still can't believe they let Luchi land a hit on him.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was talking about the distance Luffy was while this dude was already attacking.
Oh, see, I thought he spun and then kicked him.
No, yeah, he spun and then kicked him.
I kind of like this better.
Yeah?
It's funnier to me.
Wait, what?
It's because you land it and then you spin and then you create the, this.
They had Luchi ricochet off the floor. That's crazy.
My girl Stussy, man.
Uh-huh.
He said Stussy was Admiral level, bro. I can't.
Wow.
Big chopper, bro.
Chopper looks funny in that form.
Yeah, he does, bro. He looked like the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he started going into the ground. This is where S-Hawk was going crazy.
Yo, they can all shoot the beams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like, he showed
Kuma does it.
S-Bear doing it.
S-Bear does it.
Because I know
S-Shark does it, I
okay.
believe.
Because I remember
S-Shark
the
does
Boa
it.
Hancock one did it. S-Snake and S-Bear. Oh, no.
Oh, wow. Dang.
Oh, that's Mihawk's attack. Where he does the 2 feet on the thing.
He did that against Luffy and Marine for War, and he missed.
I'm just waiting for S-Shark to do, like, Fishman Karate with, like, with the ability. Like, he's using, like, he Jiminy's water. He does it with the land.
Will it work that way?
Yeah, probably not.
There's going to be some interesting talk from Vegapunk during this. Because he explains how devil fruits are replicated.
Yeah, and the anime always explains it different than how the manga does.
I love that Frankie just loves Senior Pink like we do, bro. I remember when Sebastian said that fight was so overrated, bro.
I still think it's overrated. I think it's so overrated. But yeah, I act like it was one of the greatest fights.
Dude, they legit just let each other just tee off on each other.
Yeah. The flashback is what makes it great.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, Frankie's voice actor passed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. 91. R.I.P., man.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yo, Naomi says something way darker in the manga.
What'd she say?
He deserves to pass.
Yeah.
I mean, he do, bro.
I can't believe you thought Caesar was going to join the crew. So
I was with it, bro.
It didn't make any sense.
He got a goal to be the best scientist. Redemption arcs, all that.
No.
I have an interesting theory from that one line he just said.
Hey, y'all think Vegapunk's breath stink?
100%. There's no way he's brushing his teeth, man.
Why? Okay.
Tongue just exposed all the time. One of my favorite attacks in the series.
I like how they kept his voice.
Just
like,
made him younger.
Yeah, it sounded exactly like Kuma.
Zoro gonna see them and be like, nope. They too brown for me. That was dope. They really got Luchi in prime form, bro. Astro World Luffy.
Yeah.
If we first saw Luffy for the first time and heard he was a Yonko, we'd be freaked out, bro. We'd be like, yo, this dude is unstoppable, bro.
Till he gets tired.
Yeah, until he gets tired.
But I do like it, though, because he fits that ridiculous, weird Yonko vibe when he's in Gear 5.
Y'all telling me that Sanji could do this, bro.
100%. I've seen him do this.
We see him do something like this on Whole Cake. That's even before the upgrade.
In the manga, I always thought he got hit by, like, one in the air.
Yeah, I think so. I thought so, too.
Oh, they're dragging it out.
Yeah, they really turning him into, like, Spider-Man right now, bro. This is so dope.
Because what I did, like, there wasn't one thing that Luffy did that Rob didn't get hit by.
Yeah, he starts using armament to block some of them. This is where we get the glasses moment, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see how I changed to rubber? Yeah, to rubber.
Y'all thought he used to wear Usopp says lock. If you would have said that, though.
Luchi getting flashback.
Did Luffy use his...
He's Dawn Rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was interesting words too during this episode. It's different from the manga for sure.
Yeah.
Because he said my mind was slipping from me during the manga.
Yeah.
Well, passing out is the same thing, technically, right?
Nah, it's different when it's a Zoan though. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring it up. I love how massive Egghead looks. And this was the first time they talked.
Yeah. And Chopper has a better form to run in. I don't know why he's not using it. That big reindeer form. Why are you not in that?
That's fattest, bro. Your body shaming. What?
I mean, why wouldn't he be able to do that? Even base.
Yeah, that's true. Yo, Loki, Luffy broke this trust.
Facts.
Oh, man.
You better rock somebody, though.
He's flying to them.
So that was a lie? No, I'm playing. I mean, he still can. It's not confirmed that Vegapunk gone.
Who you think caught him, Jinbei?
Had to be
For
Jinbei.
sure, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Atlas is rocked, bro.
Huge, bro.
Chopper kind of looks like a fall off guy. You guys don't play Fall Guys. He looks
He
like a
does
Fall
look
Guys.
like a Fall Guys character.
She woke up.
This is what Super Mario goes through, bro.
I wonder if when he's in this mode, like, if she could just be like, he's younger or whatever. Like, if she could do something about that.
That'll be interesting, but I doubt it.
I love how interesting it is that two supernovas didn't know what Luffy was going through when he would go through like his transformations. Kid didn't know that hockey was the thing when Gear 4 was happening, so he was like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
And now Bonnie's like, yo, what's going on with him, bro? Like, Capsule Corp vibes?
Yo, I thought of that too. It said
Yeah,
hype
for a second.
capsule. I thought the same.
I was gonna ask, like, who's a greater scientist? Vegapunk or
Oh, man.
Bulma's dad?
I'm going to go Vegapunk, but, like, capsules are insane, bro.
Yeah, Capsule
That's
Corp
an
is
insane, like, technology.
Yeah.
Santomaro like, yo, my chest hurts, bro.
What's Bulma's dad's name? I don't remember.
They called him Briefs.
It was Briefs, right? Yeah.
But that's their last name. Santomaro low-key is like, why does that bird have a coat?
Those symbols on Sentamaro's like chest or stomach. Does that mean anything?
The Tomo? Like the...
Because they kind of look like Sharingan guns. Dang, that's crazy.
That's disrespectful.
That's wild.
That's disrespectful. Oh,
Oh,
they ended it
that was
early.
quicker than I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be.
All right, Marv, you can end it. Yeah, guys. So, Lawrence, what did you think about the episode? Any comments? Any thoughts? And then, rate it though. What's the rating? 1 through 10.
1 through 10. I know last time I gave it like an 8. This one was really dope. I liked it. I'll give it 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah,
All right.
7.5. Yeah, I really like the animation, the way they put together. They stuck to heavily what the manga did, except for that whole Luchi getting an attack in on Luffy, because we don't know
That first attack.
Yeah, the first attack. Because
Yeah.
Luffy just kind of like toyed with him and just like didn't take any. I'm not saying he took damage from that attack, but he didn't get hit once. He perfected him, you know. So, but besides from that, I liked the flow of it, how they went on. It was like a lot going on. It looked very entertaining. I liked it. Like it just brings you back to like, you know, we were watching anime, and I'm happy to say I'm pretty much caught up. I'm a few, like 1 or 2 episodes behind, or just filling the blanks, I guess, like kind of to watch it. But yeah, I liked how they did everything so far. Hopefully, like we talked about keeping this animation, because this is what we liked about it, and also the pacing wasn't bad here. To me. I think the worst pacing was how long Sentamaru took that to say, Luffy, I'll leave Vegapunk to you. That was the worst thing, and that's just being very critical. But besides that, the pacing was fine. I liked it, so hopefully they keep up the good work.
Yeah, I kind of agree with everything Lawrence said. Probably a 7 for me. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I laughed a few times. It was engaging. Anime was cool. I like how they did Luchi a little bit. Like I thought he looked really cool throughout. I thought the Gear 5 stuff was fun, interesting. Like it made me laugh. Some of the stuff I forgot happened. When I first saw Luchi land, I was like, "Yo, what the hell are we doing?" But then, like, I was like, "What?" Like I've seen, especially in One Piece, I've seen people who are weaker than other people like land hits that didn't do anything to people. Like when Luffy hit Aokiji. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't mean anything. It's not like Luchi. I didn't see damage. If Luffy would have bled or something, like maybe I gotta go back and rewatch it. I'd have been like, okay, what are we doing? But him getting hit, whatever. That's nothing to me. I did like them showing that like the stuff turned rubber by turning it white. I thought that was cool. I'm interested to see how far they go with that.
Yeah.
Like, is he gonna start turning entire landscapes white Like, that might be a little wild to see. I thought Vegapunk's speech on the Seraphim was cool. I thought the Seraphim even fighting was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, them saying, like, it was a shock. I love that attack. I've always loved that attack. I like the callback. I don't know if that was in the manga. I didn't get to reread it. Him doing Mihawk's signature 2 feet on the blade attack.
Nah, he never did that.
That he did in Marineford. I thought that was dope. It just means that they're matching their fight patterns. Like, for real. I did think the Chopper was it was cool to see Chopper, like, in that form. Like, Lawrence was talking about, he should be in his other form. I like that form of Chopper a little bit. No, that's because I'm a big dude, I guess, but I like that form.
No, it's fine. It's just saying that if you're trying to get there fast, because it seemed like, time was the issue, that's not the form you would want to use. You know? Like, for efficiency-wise, that's where I was just coming at.
And this isn't a knock on the episode itself, but Lawrence and y'all pointed it out. Luffy had that whole, like, that moment with Sentomaru where they dragged it out, and he's like, yo, I'm entrusting Vegapunk to you. It's something that we talked about on the pod before. Like, you said, if this is what you're saying, this is how you're not standing on that right now. Like, he hasn't been. Like, Lawrence brought it up when the chapter dropped. I don't remember what chapter it was. But when Vegapunk was getting bodied and, like, Luffy, like, was laughing and stuff. It's like, yo, you made this promise, right? Like, oh, we're going to get him off the island no matter what. But, like, he getting packed up and I'm laughing. Is that the fruit? Is Luffy changed? Like, it's just it's a bit of a weird dynamic, especially when you're in the climax. So that's not a knock on this episode. It just brought me to thinking how Luffy's been reacting to stuff recently. Especially
if you just to back you up on that, we think of like how we had a Celestial Dragon attacking Hachi. Luffy's reaction there, right? Very similar. Right. Celestial Dragon or the Gorosei attacking this. So it's like,
and Luffy's reasoning for befriending Hachi wasn't anything deeper than he fed me. Vegapunk is technically fed Luffy. He should have been on go mode. So,
I wish he also asked for Luffy's help, like And Luffy took that prize. So.
Other than that, about a 7. I'd say 7.
Similar with Sebastian, I give it a 7. It was pretty good. I was giving it an 8. It's an 8 or a 7. It's either or. I don't think it's a 10 like I thought last episode, but it was still good. Honestly, the pacing and everything was good as well. I know they add some things with the rock, with Luffy spinning up rocks and Rob Lucci dodging it. Rob Lucci dodged it, but they added more in the anime. I'm whatever with the Rob Lucci getting hit with Luffy. Like, again, Luffy was smiling when he got hit. But he's also cartoon mode when he got flew up in the air. But they kind of said everything I said. I was going to say, honestly. It was just smooth, good. Again, if they keep it up, because this looked a lot similar to last episode. So, and that's what I liked. So I get it. I was entertained. I was engaged. I loved it. So it was good. I give it an 8. I just thought of one thing when you guys mentioned the Tasmanian Devil. I'm thinking, do you think the anime or me and Oda is going to play on more on like people who watch cartoons, like we watch them, or we're going to see more glimpses of what they did in the manga, like we would call back to maybe Bugs Bunny or maybe like one of them, like Luffy's going to be doing that.
Like there's going to be a rabbit season or duck season attack?
No, like rabbit season.
Like, you're playing homage, you're showing like references to that. Like we're going to see more of like, that's what that character does, or that's what that person does. And Luffy's actually doing it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it like a 7.2. It was cool. Animation was really good. Fluid.
What's your arbitrary point? What is a 0.2? what scale are you using?
Like
you go by 0.1?
It's just I just feel like it's a 7.2 to me. That's it. I feel like it's 7.2. I was really interested in seeing the translation part, most of all, because that little section of Devil Fruits being replicated for Zoans, the Paramecias, and the Logias, I just want to see if the wording was different for Vegapunk. I think anytime he said something, the translators happen to like think this is what he said or most likely what he said, and we never really got confirmation. And I feel like the things that he's talking about needs direct translation. I feel like Oda is saying something, but it's also very vague, so certain words are going to mean certain things.
Yeah.
So it took me by surprise that he really didn't differ from the official translations. So that makes it more like substantial of what he was talking about. I thought that was cool. The fluidity of the whole episode was nice. The pacing was cool. I mean, I don't have any issues with anything in the episode, really. I'll be honest. I found that when Luffy did Rocket, like Dawn Rocket, it looked way better in the anime than it did in the manga. And I love that because I felt the impact and like Luffy looked like he was having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, that Luchi seeing the original Luffy, that was fine. Like that was probably my favorite thing in that episode.
Callbacks.
I didn't think that was gonna happen.
I didn't remember that Luffy did that in their first fight.
Listen, bro, that was dope. And I don't know if it was meant to be Luchi seeing that this is what he's flashing back to, but that's how I took it. So I like that.
Real quick, I know you're going, but they actually did that twice because I didn't even realize it when the first time they fought, like now, and we saw them do Clash Fists. That was going back to when they first did their first fight. So the whole time, this fight is showing the difference of like, all right, this is like the same fight last time, but how much Luffy has grown.
I like that because it pays homage to what had happened before. But for anybody who's into One Piece or like has tried to get people into One Piece, I feel like for the most part, Annie's Lobby was like the thing. Yeah. At least it was back in the day. Like when I was trying to catch up, the twins were like, I was like, yo, when does One Piece get like really good? They said, yo, when you see a sea train, that's when you know. Because they knew that I was gonna love Annie's Lobby. They knew I was gonna love Luffy versus Luchi. People to this day will tell you that's the best fight that One Piece has. It deserves the homage that's being paid today.
We actually should have said it when they see _KG, not the sea train, because that's where technically it gets
crazy.
Yeah.
It's always been either lineage factors or bloodline elements, and I believe the episode, if I remember correctly, was using bloodline elements. Like Vegapunk said, the bloodline elements of Zoans is able to be why it's replicated, unlike Caesar's. So that was interesting to see. That bloodline elements is the official wording. For all the non-manga readers, I will say that if you only watch the anime, you lose out on the manga's cover stories.
Yeah.
And this episode comes from One Piece chapter 1070. So during the cover story for the manga, you see the Mads scientist group in their youngest days. And it was a big talk for us when we were reviewing that chapter, was because we saw Judge Vinsmoke, we saw Caesar Clown, we saw Vegapunk, and we saw somebody that was a female and her face was hidden. And we all had suspected who this would be, but we were all kind of wrong. And then we also saw Queen from Kaido's crew. They were all together. So if you don't read the manga, this is one of those times where you're just like, you might have missed out on something like very important.
Do you think that they'll adapt that? I hope they do. I don't know how they will, but I hope they adapt the mad scientist connection there.
There's a lot of cover stories that he needs to start making anime forms of.
Yeah, and I felt like, so last week I gave the other episode like a 9, I think. Not last week, but 2 weeks before. I gave the episode a 9. So in this chapter, in chapter 1070, which is what this episode was about, at the end of the chapter, we see Kizaru for the first time. We all suspected that he was going to come through. And then within this chapter, I felt like this is what the episode needed for us to make it like that good 8, was because last episode, they kind of spoiled his arrival.
Yeah.
And even, I didn't complain about it too much because I was just like, whatever. Yeah. But then I read that chapter for this episode and I was like, damn, I kind of really would have liked to see Kizaru in the panel that he was in with his face like half shown, saying like, yo, I'm here.
As like the cliffhanger for this
As the cliffhanger to end the episode. That would have
boosted it up to an 8 for me. Yeah.
And I was like, bro, like.
That got it to like a 7.3 for you?
So, yeah. It would have hit a 7.6.
Okay.
So I was like, man, that would have been really good this episode. But overall, I felt the same way as you guys. You know what's funny? Usually I think when we watch the anime, we all feel the same. So I agree with you guys.
I'm waiting for that one episode where one of us is like, nah, that was trash. And the rest was like, nah, it was good. I'm waiting for that.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It'll be a Sanji episode.
I want to also add to, like...
that's actually... A Sanji or Marco one. Sanji or Marco.
But Marco's stunned. I feel like y'all enjoy him. It's that he don't be stunned.
Now, get this dude off the screen, man.
There was one thing I want to mention. All right, so Vegapunk explains the devil fruits and how he's able to replicate them. So he's able to duplicate the Zoan because they have the bloodline elements that he can use. He can only replicate the power with the Paramecia through blood, right? That's the only way he could do so because there's bloodline elements of the user already in the blood, and then he could just create like mass of it and then give it to somebody. And then Logias, he could not do. He said, yo, I can't do this. Like, it's just not possible. But with the Zoans, he said it takes time and money, and I don't know if I can awaken them. Like, I don't know if these dudes can awaken, right? And it brings up such an interesting fact because for me, who has time and who has money? The ʍ𝗀 Maybe, this is just me, but maybe like bloodline elements was figured out a long time ago by the ʍ𝗀. And when they figured it out, maybe Saint Saturn was a part of that. Maybe all of them didn't have devil fruits just yet. But as we know in the chapters that we've been reading with Bonnie's power, she was given something of a devil fruit synthetic to give her those abilities that she has now. So what if Saint Saturn, because he seems to be long living, was a person that knew Vegapunk's research already, perfected it, and used it on the ʍ𝗀 themselves with Zoan abilities that are just impossible to have. Maybe they're like taking on multiple forms of Zoans and putting it into one, which created the ultimate Zoan. Oda's trying to tell us something through Vegapunk. It's just like now it's like, all right, this is what these people have. This is what these people could probably do. Why not?
Like a chimera?
Like a chimera type of Zoan.
When you said that, it made me think of, you know how in the ʍ𝗀, they're all Pacific creatures. Yeah. Right? What if we took all the versions of a bird or all the versions of a spider and just combined it all in one?
That's gross.
Well, the thing is too, because we know that there's multiple devil fruits of the same category. Yeah. So like the chill fruit with Monet, and then we have Aokiji.
So you're saying like instead of you ate the lion fruit, you ate the feline fruit. So or like you have the feline, like you just merged all the feline animals into one fruit, so you can tap into any version of that animal that you need to.
Yeah.
And then through their own, like Oda has proved to us that people with dreams change later on in the future. If you don't accomplish your dream or you quit on your dream, you turn ugly and old. And he's shown us depictions of like Ace and the Straw Hats, right? Shorter, in different ages for them accomplishing their dreams or not. What if the ʍ𝗀 are able to, they accomplish their dreams, but with their haki and their wills brought out the evilness of the devil fruits, the Zoans that they've eaten, right? Like they've changed over time. Like the Zoans, instead of being taken over by the Zoans, they took over the Zoan themselves, therefore changing the Zoan itself too. That's why they look so evil. It's because they have evil ways. So it's like, I don't know. I was just like brainstorming.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah.
With them, because I think even early, because you talk about like they talked about when we first seen Rob Luchi, and I think Shaka was saying it, how hard it is to see an awakened Zoan, and the user actually be able to use it. Yeah. Most people lose out to the Zoan. It's rare to see actual Zoan users wakened and their user still has all his faculties, his mind and everything, that didn't lose out to the fruit.
I wanted to see the wording as well with Luchi getting punched by Luffy using Dawn Rocket, because when Luffy punched him in the official manga, it said, yo, my mind is slipping. I always felt like maybe when you awaken your devil fruit, somehow, some way, you're in control, but there might be a slip up of, like, there might be a higher risk of you losing control or losing out to the Zoan ability because there's so much more being pushed to the forefront now. You know? Like, when we said with Luffy, there were times during Egghead arc where, like, his power just would come out. And it wouldn't be of his choosing, maybe, right? He did it with Bonnie. He did it with, like, getting mad and his hair turned into flames. And, like, there's just, like, certain things. So I'm like, yo, like, maybe when he got hit, Luchi was like, oh, I'm slipping. Like, my mind is slipping because, you know, the Zoan could take over at any moment. But then he gained it back. But in the episode, it was just like,
passing out.
I'm passing out.
So I didn't. So I never thought that, but it's not impossible. You know what I mean? It's very possible.
See, whether when you said that, actually remind me of, or made me think, did we actually ever see somebody who's awake? Granted, I'm saying this, but you only mostly saw two people besides when Stussy bit Rob Luchi and Kaku. Yeah. Were they when they pretty much got knocked out? Were they still in their awakened form?
No, they were normal forms.
Normal forms.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's supposed to be. Did we ever see enemy lose consciousness in their awakened form?
No. The only people we saw are the jailers, the demon guards, and Impel Down.
Because I saw when you said that, it made me think, if they actually lose consciousness, like you're saying, like actually lose, like get knocked out, like Luffy fighting Kaido, he actually gets knocked out by Kaido in his awakened form. Do you think Luffy would temporarily lose It's not Luffy completely now. It's the
zone form.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Because we've never seen somebody in their awakened form just pass out. But Luffy doesn't give us enough time in order to see it happen.
Yeah, he doesn't.
The dude runs out of energy immediately. So, but yeah, so Lawrence, you said what number?
7.5.
7.5. Lionel?
It's 7 or 8, but I'll just say 7.
7. I did a 7.2, and you said what?
Clean 7.
Yeah, so across the board, 7 guys.
The chat said 8 to 9.
Yeah.
That was
I was gonna say, if anything,
that's what won the poll.
Yeah. But guys, that was our anime review. Hope you enjoyed it.